What's going on, guys? This is Bathrobe Breakdowns, episode number 2. As you can see, I got the robe on, I got the slippers on, and we are headed to the UFC Apex for another fight night card. In the main event, we have Edson Barboza. The guy's still doing the damn thing at 38 years old. He's taking on the young gun, Lerone Murphy, undefeated fighter. And as per usual, I'm going to give you guys my quick picks, quick breakdowns for each matchup on this card. Not going to go into too much detail on each matchup. Got to keep it under 10 minutes, so let's do this. Before we get into Bathrobe Breakdowns, episode number 2, just want to do a quick recap of last week's event. Derek Lewis taking on Rodrigo Nascimento. From a betting standpoint, I went up 3.2 units. Solid night. The highlight of the night was hitting Carlos Diego Ferreira. My only money line bet for the night. I had 2 units on him at plus 330. The guy looked like the favorite in hindsight. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I called it. I said Rumbeski's going to get tired and CDF's going to finish him late. So that was an awesome fight to watch. But as usual, we got another fight night card tomorrow night. So looking ahead, trying to make some more money tomorrow night. All right, it's breakdown time. Let's get into this. But before we do, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below if you agree or disagree with any of my picks, and let me know why. So the first fight is Vanessa Demopoulos taking on Emily Ducote. I think it's a tailor-made matchup for Ducote here. She's a good striker. She's durable. She has really good takedown defense, and she throws more output. She's also going to be 5 years younger. She's 30. Demopoulos is 35. And Demopoulos, she somehow has gotten all these wins in the UFC. I think, I'm not going to say they were robberies, but I think she should have lost a number of them. She's more of a grappler. To give her credit, she goes hard. She throws a lot of heavy strikes, but she's so hittable. She's not the best striker, and I think that Ducote is going to pick her apart at range. Hot take here, I would not be surprised if Ducote knocks her out at some point in this fight. Demopoulos has terrible striking defense, and I think that Ducote can actually crack. So I'm going to actually say Ducote knocks her out. Next fight, we have Haley Alateng. He's taking on Clayton Rodriguez. So the UFC hates when their fighters miss weight. Rodriguez used to fight at 125. He missed weight. They forced him up to 135, and they fed him to Farid Basharat, who is an undefeated 135er. He's big for the weight class, and he submitted Rodriguez in the first round, so we can cut him some slack for that loss. But this is a different matchup. He's taking Haley Alateng here, and I'm going to pick Rodriguez to win. He's younger, he's more athletic, he's more explosive. He has the higher ceiling. I think he has more upside in the division. And I think he's going to win moments here. You know, Alateng's a weird fighter. He likes to wrestle, but he waits until the third round to get it going. So maybe if you like Alateng, maybe a live betting spot. But I do think that Rodriguez is going to land the more impactful strikes, maybe even mix in the grappling in his own right. And I think that he's going to either knock out Alateng or win a decision here. Pierre Rodriguez taking on Carnelossi. If you don't know Carnelossi, the girl is absolutely jacked. She's a muscle hamster. But you know what? Even though she's jacked, I don't think that she's the most physical fighter. If you watched her last fight, which was 2 years ago, by the way, she hasn't fought in a while. I don't know if it was an injury that's kept her out this long, but she hasn't fought in 2 years. But she fought Lupi Godinez 2 years ago, who's a good fighter, but Lupi absolutely ragdolled Carnelossi on the mat for 3 full rounds. And now she's taking on Pierre Rodriguez. I don't think Rodriguez is the best fighter, but she does everything good enough to get wins over these like lower level fighters like Carnelossi. And Carnelossi also has an 8% takedown defense on paper. Absolutely awful. I think Augusta Win can take down Carnelossi. So I think that Pierre Rodriguez is just going to do more and be able to mix in the grappling. Her striking's not bad. Her cardio is not bad. And I think that Rodriguez wins the decision here. Magomedov taking on Warlley Alves. This is going to be a quick one. I don't have the best read on this fight, to be honest. I think Magomedov knocks him out at some point. He is the more natural 185er. Alves has fought at 170 the majority of his career. And both guys are dangerous. Both guys don't have the best durability, but I do think that Magomedov at some point finds the chin of Alves and puts him out. Next up, we have Tamiris Vidal taking on Melissa Gatto. So I think that Vidal is terrible. She's probably the worst fighter in UFC. I was actually praying that she won her fight last time out against Montserrat Rendon, just so that we can maybe fade her and get her opponent at an underdog price. I actually bet Ramona Pasquale against her, who's also a terrible fighter. But now she's taking on Melissa Gatto, who's a very good fighter, I think. But one thing to mention is she is moving up in weight. She's moving from flyweight to bantamweight. I don't know why. I don't think she's missed weight in the past. But Gatto is good everywhere. She really is. She's good striking, really good cardio, good output, excellent jiu-jitsu. The thing that's concerning is that obviously the weight difference, but these girls are about the same size. But I don't like when Gatto plays jiu-jitsu off of her back. This is MMA. I wish she had a little more urgency to get back to her feet. But with that being said, she's taking on the worst fighter, Tamiris Vidal. And I think she finishes Vidal at some point in this fight, whether a submission or knockout, I don't know. Probably submission. She hasn't got one in the UFC yet, but I think that she submits Vidal. Next, we have Omar Sy. He's taking on George Tokos. So Tokos took this fight on short notice, I think like 3 or 4 days short notice, but he did make weight. I saw that this morning. He made weight. And this guy, Omar Sy, is just like an athletic freak. He's just one of those like freak of natures when it comes to athleticism. He's big, he's strong, he's powerful, and he has like a ridiculous reach. I think it's similar to John Jones. But I don't think he's that good. This is not the time to fade him, though. I don't think Tokos is good either. At least Sy, he likes to wrestle, and he seems to be able to chain wrestle and maintain that pace. I don't think his striking is good, though. And I think that he's going to be able to take down Tokos here and probably get some sort of like positional knockout or maybe rear naked choke if he can get the back. But I think he's a future fade, but not here. I'm going to say Sy by finish. Next, we have Victor Martinez. He's taking on Tom Nolan. So I like Tom Nolan. He got caught in his UFC debut. He took on Nicholas Mota, and he was just overly aggressive, and he got caught, got knocked out. But I listened to a couple of interviews with him, and he acknowledged how overly aggressive he was. He acknowledged it as a learning experience, and he spoke well and basically said that he's going to use his tools, his height, his range, and he's going to pick apart Martinez, and he's looking to showcase his skills. I don't think Martinez is anything special. He's a boxer. He's relatively tough. He hasn't really beat anyone of note. Not saying Tom Nolan has, but Tom Nolan definitely has more upside in division. And I think we see a little more patience out of Nolan, and I think he puts away Martinez by knockout or sub in rounds 2 or round 3. Angela Hill taking on Luana Pinheiro. Quick breakdown here. It's Luana Pinheiro early or Angela Hill late, so pick your poison. I'm going to take Pinheiro because I think that she has enough cardio to win rounds 1 and round 2. Round 3 is going to get a little hairy, and if Angela Hill wins round 2, then maybe she takes round 3, or I actually do think she takes round 3 at a decent clip. But I'm going to go with Pinheiro to win the first 2 rounds. Next fight, we have Adrian Yanez taking on Vinicius Salvador. Another instance where the UFC does not like when their fighters miss weight. They are forcing Salvador up to 135 after he missed at 125. And he's taking on Adrian Yanez, and I think it's a good matchup for Yanez. You know, Yanez is on a 2-fight losing streak. He fought 2 specialists. He fought Rob Font, who's a jab specialist and a vet, and he got caught. And then he fought Jonathan Martinez, who's a leg kicking specialist, and he beat up the legs of Yanez. But I think Yanez is going to mix it up here. He's going to go to the body. Salvador, he messes around too much. He's hittable, and Yanez is going to catch him probably round 2 or round 3. Next fight, we have Themba Gorimbo taking on Ramiz Brahimaj. And I am going with Brahimaj to get the early submission here. You know, Gorimbo, I know he's making improvements. I know he's training down in Florida. I know he has a good story. But until he shows me the tangible evidence that he's improved his grappling defense and he's not going to make these mistakes on the mat, then you can't. I'm going to pick Brahimaj because you can't make mistakes against a guy like Brahimaj. He's a really good grappler. I think he subs him in round 1. Chaos Williams against Carlson Harris. Another quick breakdown here. I think Williams finds the chin of Harris at some point. Williams is younger. I think he has more power. And I think he has good takedown defense. So Williams by knockout. Main event time, we have Edson Barboza. He's taking on Lerone Murphy. And I'm picking Murphy to win here, mainly because he's younger and he's more durable. And it's a 5-round fight. I think at some point he's going to find the chin of Edson and put him out. So that's it. There's the breakdown. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let me know how you feel. Shoot me a comment down below if you agree with the picks, disagree, and let me know why. And yeah, that's it. If you guys want access to my bets, I have a bunch of bets for tomorrow night. They're all plus money bets, by the way. Shoot me a DM or click the link in the bio. And yeah, looking to make some more money at this fight night card.